I hope you're doing well. Hi H, hi Combat, congrats on being first. I hope you're doing well. You're bed? Are you, as in you're in bed or you are a bed? Um, because you went and got your hair done again, right, Combat? Or because I saw a new picture. You wish for both. Okay, fair, fair. Oh god, I'm tired. The apparently a migraine really hits you hard. Um, but yeah, the hair looked good, Combat. I don't think the picture didn't show it too well. I think the at least it kind of um, it's kind of faded in a way. Waiting for the guy to let you know when you get a cut. Oh, okay, fair. Yeah, it definitely it makes the picture like um, kind of blend together, but it looks good. Like the color is nice. So I look forward to seeing it on stream. Yeah, as you might have realized, I was sick on Thursday. Well, and I guess yesterday too, though to lesser extent. Um, Migraines suck. Don't get migraines, guys, even though it's not really a choice. Um, I mean, I said this on Wednesday when I streamed that I thought I was heading towards a migraine, and I was right. I just thought that I kind of took precautions and stuff because I didn't go for as long as I would have normally. I didn't stream very like crazy games or anything, so I thought maybe it wouldn't be as bad. Um, I mean, it wasn't crazy bad, but it was still a migraine, still enough to just stop you from doing anything really. I just lay in bed and um, contemplated life, I guess, in a way. You're just laying in bed, just um, unable to do much. I think at um, like noon-ish or so, I tried to eat something and then that didn't sit well with me. Then I lay on the sofa for like 3 hours, and then finally I did eat a bit more and watch some streams and stuff. Nothing taxing. Like anything I tried to do that was a little bit taxing, like drawing or playing piano or anything, mind just shut down. It is better now, yeah, combat. I'm just still out of it. I always am a bit out of it after a migraine. It just, um, I guess it just leaves you with this lingering, um, almost brain fog in a sense. But overall, it's a lot better. Which is I'm taking it easy today. We're just playing Aviary Attorney. I actually have it up here. There you go. And once we finish that, um, I don't know. We'll either go into let me see. We'll probably go into. God, why can't I find it? We'll probably go into the Hand of Merlin because I did get that from Merlin for Christmas, and I want to try it out. So yeah, that seems like a thing we can do. Also, is this loud? It seems loud. I hope that's not indicative of the rest. That is loud. Didn't I lower this the other day? Why is it up again? Damn it, game. I lowered the volume for a reason. Okay, so to bring people up to speed of what happened in Aviary Attorney, if they haven't watched much of it, or like the last part of it, we're two bird lawyers, Mr. Falcon and God, was this? I've already forgotten the name of the sidekick. Oh no. Sparrowson and Falcon. And the last thing that happened is that the prosecutor, Cocorico, was kidnapped and held under the in the catacombs under Paris. We went to try and rescue him and reason with the people that kidnapped him, which are resistance members trying to start a new revolution. We failed and they shot Cocorico, and we are now kind of forced to work for them as lawyers. So I'm sure that will go great. Their plan is for us to basically prosecute the King of Paris, the King of France, I guess. No, not the King of Paris. I mean, I guess he's king of both, but yeah, let's just get into it and see what happens. And then, while we were sitting in a tavern, Falcon gave me the opportunity to escape. You created this distraction, and I sneaked away and went straight to the police. Then you called a meeting, and well, here I am. So, yeah, that's the whole story. I see. So Severin Cocorico died at the hands of the rebels. That's right. And Falcon revealed his true colors as a traitor. What? A traitor? No, that's not right, Inspector. Falcon's not a rebel. He's just playing along so he can save his own life. Don't be so naive, Sparrowson. Put the puzzle pieces together. Falcon willingly leapt into the lion's den for the specific purpose of siding with the rebels. No, you want to save Cocorico. And he let you escape because he could see that you were truly sympathetic to the rebel weren't truly sympathetic to the rebel cause. No. What's... This guy. I hate him so much. Flaherty is an idiot. That doesn't make any sense at all. Falcon's never shown a rebellious streak. Tell me, Sparrowson, what do you know about Falcon's past? Not a lot. He's a private person. Has he ever told you what he did during the July Revolution, before he changed his name? No, he hasn't told me anything, really. Sparrowson, let me tell you about the man they call the Viridian Killer. What? The Viridian Killer? What is all this? What is this backstory that I have no idea about? I don't know which way to go. Let's go to the Royal Palace, you know? The Palais Royal. Just look at that disgusting den of fat cat bourgeois and hypocritical politicians. The king is probably in there as we speak. Probably sitting in his high chair, stuffing his bloated face with cake and wine while he boasts about being the perfect citizen king. Did you come here just to moan about the king? No. I've come to assess the potential battleground. On the day of the rebellion, I might order Piero to set up a barricade over there. What do you think? There? Right outside the Palais Royal? Of course. It's the perfect place for a defensive garrison. We can gather furniture from nearby buildings, build a wall, and position rifles to fend off the police. When the time is right, it will serve as the ideal location to launch our assault on the palace. So you weren't just throwing empty words in the tavern. You actually do intend on dragging the king out of the palace through violence. Of course. He will never abdicate on his own volition. It's not as if I want to see bloodshed, Falcon. It's necessary. It's inevitable. I mean, we have to be realistic. There's no way to bring change in a country without using violence, is there? Oh, I think there are ways. I don't think you always have to use violence. It is an effective way, sure, but I wouldn't say it's a good way. Because in the end, always people are always getting hurt, and more often than not, there are people who aren't involved. I think there are ways. People look back on the violent moments of history, the executions, the wars, the bloody revolutions. But who's to say that a country could not be overturned just through the chance of the people? A pacifist revolution? Interesting. I would love for such a thing to be possible. Maybe. Maybe it would be better to avoid building the barricades. At least until it's clear that violence is inevitable. That's good. That's a good compromise, madame. Nice. Okay, so we're kind of trying to turn her around a bit from the violent, like, violent revolution into more of a, like a coup that doesn't have many casualties, hopefully. The hall, Let me guess, you have a weapon supplier somewhere around here? Or maybe this is where you plan on meeting an informant, a government defector? It is as good as a meeting spot as any. Actually, I'm here for groceries. There's no need for that look. You think just because I'm a gun-toting rebel I don't need to buy food? Yeah, exactly. Everyone needs to buy food. Mambomer. Well, if it isn't Sultan and Little Gambade, you're growing bigger every time I see you. You have to hear this. Something big went down here yesterday. A policeman, a nasty, ugly policeman. Let me guess, he was bullying people into revealing secrets on the whereabouts of the revolutionaries. Well, that's how it started, ma'am. Same old bullying tactics. He was pushing around this old beggar rat who hangs around the market sometimes. But then when the rat wasn't speaking up, the policeman drew his gun and shot him. The policeman shot the beggar? Just like that? Yep. But then the coward cop went and ran before we could turn on him. I find this difficult to believe. A policeman wouldn't openly shoot a beggar without just cause. Open your eyes, Falcon. This is the regime us Parisians live under. We are ignored by the government, oppressed by the police, and hanged by the courts. Why do you think I'm fighting so hard to make a change? We can't put up with this sort of bullying. No, this can't be right. Something has to be missing from Satan's story. Do you mind if I ask you a couple of questions, madame? Sure, ask away. Make it quick, Falcon. What did the policeman look like? Well, I didn't get a good look, but he was tall and ugly and mean looking, and then he had one eye. One eye? Yep, he had one of them pirate patches. There's no way. And ring any bells, Falcon? I know a man who fits the description, but it simply couldn't be him. Oh, I believe it could be him. He's an asshole. He's a bitter individual, but he's morally righteous. I can't imagine him shooting an innocent person so recklessly. Don't let your bias towards the justice system affect your judgment, Falcon. If you think you know who did this, then please, name and shame him. I think I should bite my tongue until I'm a little more certain. Did nobody investigate? If a policeman did shoot an innocent person, then there would surely be an investigation. Your naivete knows no bounds, Falcon. You think the police care if one of their own is out of control? Actually, there was one bloke asking around, but I don't think he was a policeman. Oh, go on, madame. Well, he was this charming fox. Bernard. A friend of yours, Falcon? Something like that. We should probably pay him a visit to see what he's up to. Pay him a visit? I suppose we can set aside a little time. Who was the rat? The beggar rat. I didn't really know him well, monsieur. None of us did. He was kind of a loner who hanged around, asking for scraps of food and cents. Don't even know his name. That's so sad. Did he have no family, no means of support? Falcon, do you have any idea how many beggars there are on the streets of Paris? How many people go hungry? How many people are forced to turn to crime? I'm well aware, madame. I'm asking these questions to see if there was perhaps some reason why that particular rat was killed. But no, it appears that this was just the loss of one unnamed beggar rat among many. It's tragic. That it is, monsieur. That's all, madame. Thank you for your help. No problem. Anything to help Madame Beaumont? We'll try to get to the bottom of this, Sultan. Just make sure to stay safe when the revolution starts. Stay inside, keep Gambate safe. Of course, ma'am. You stay safe yourself here. Okay. So we can go to Renard. See what he's up to. Visitors, Monsieur Phelps. Visitors! Really, Falcon, what do you hope to accomplish in this sleazy back alley establishment? Sleazy? Madame, my back alley office is perhaps a little cluttered and eclectic, but I resent the accusation of sleaze. Maybe I should do the introductions. Monsieur Phelps, this is Madame Beaumont, a friend of mine. Madame, this is Renard Phelps, private investigator at your service. It's a pleasure to meet you, madame. Ah, how stoic. I'm sure you have some pressing question to ask, Falcon, but before we get started, there's something I must tell you. Monsieur Sparrowson dropped by earlier. He informed me of your situation. Sparrowson? Is he alright? Oh yes, he is now working with Inspector Valerti, attempting to unravel the rebel plot. Just as I thought. It appears that your lackey has solidified his position as a traitor to the Second Republic, Falcon. Perhaps, perhaps not. Sparrowson doesn't strike me as a person who sides with any ideology. But you know, he asked me the most peculiar question. Would you like to know what it was? Of course. Such information is quite valuable. It would cost, say, 30 francs? Oh my god. Fine, whatever. We have 50. Yeah, I know how this works. Here's your money, monsieur. Very good. So on to the question. Sparrowson asked if you were the Viridian killer. The one responsible for the random bombings during the July Revolution 18 years ago. Why on earth would he ask that? Perhaps the inspector had been telling him stories. So what did you tell him? The truth, of course. That is, that I have no idea who the Viridian killer is, but that I knew that it couldn't possibly be Falcon. Oh? And how do you know I'm not the Viridian killer? Falcon, please. You're a semi-drunk, bumbling oaf, not a ruthless killer. Anyway, I've started my own investigation into the Viridian killer. It's fascinating stuff. Apparently he was seen in multiple places at once, which leads some to believe that he was actually more than one person. And do you know why they call him, or should I say them, the Viridian killer? Viridian is a greenish color, isn't it? No, I don't have a clue. Crimson Killer would be a much cooler name. It appears that no one knows the origins of the name, which leads me to suspect that he, or indeed they, chose their own name. This is all fascinating, truly fascinating, but perhaps we can return to the conversation to why we're here? Of course. Monsieur Phelps, we heard that you were investigating the murder at La Halle's. I was. The victim was a friend of Mousie's. More of an acquaintance, really. Well, we want to know if you managed to uncover anything. Did you find any leads, any juicy clues? Not as such. It's quite a peculiar case. Did you hear that the murderer wore an eye patch? I did. You know what that implies, don't you, Falcon? You only know of one police officer, or indeed one person, who wears an eye patch. Well... It's Valerti. The inspector. But that can't be right. You wouldn't describe him as a murderous man, would you, Monsieur Phelps? Murders? I don't know. He's certainly passionate about finding the Verdian killer. Who's to say that he wouldn't kill in the pursuit of his arch enemy? Falcon, I want to solve this mystery as much as you do, but time is pressing and we have other matters to attend to. We must take our leave. Understood. Until next time, Monsieur Phelps. Goodbye and good luck, Monsieur Falcon. It was a pleasure meeting you, Madame. Monsieur Phelps, that lioness looked pretty angry. Is this revolution going to end in blood, Monsieur Phelps? Just like in 1830? Well, I guess we don't know. Hi Zelda, how are you doing? I hope you're well. I've mostly recovered from my migraine. I'm still a bit out of it, but we're here. I can stream, so it's good. At least I can actually do things. The migraine was very bad. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better now. So that's good. Let me think. So it takes 10 minutes to walk from the Place de la Concorde to this very spot. And the Palais Royal lies 5 minutes north of here. But the crowd will be fairly large and slow. It may take twice, maybe 3 times as long to make the move. Having a logistics problem, Madame? Perhaps. The plan is to walk the crowd from here through Tuileries to the Palais Royal. But if we take too long to pass through Tuileries, the police will trap us in. We could be flanked and slaughtered. That is quite an issue. Why not go around? Why not run? I mean, run seems like a bad idea. Why not just meet up? Why not go around? Because I think they want to make a statement before being in the palace, right? So they want to do like a march towards it. So meeting at the palace is kind of out. Running in a big crowd, terrible idea. Terrible idea. So I guess we'll ask why not go around. Why not just go around Tuileries? There's a nice wide main road that leads straight to the palace front door. You can avoid the gardens entirely. Marching across the gardens makes for a better political statement, but I can't fault your reasoning. Going around would diminish our chances of being stopped and trapped. I'll pass the idea along to Piero and see what he has to say. He's the one in charge of leading the crowds, after all. That bird-brained parrot would probably just shoot the idea down, right? Probably, but I appreciate your input. I don't know if you genuinely want to help or if you're just telling me what I want to hear out of fear, but thank you, Falcon. It's no problem, Madame. For the Second Republic, right? Right, for the Second Republic. Interesting. I do wonder what this is all going to lead towards. This is it, Falcon. This is the day we make our stand. Everything is coming together. As we speak, Fontaine is gathering the protesters at the Place de la Concorde. Pierrot is making preparations to build and arm a barricade near Palais Royal, just as a precaution, you understand. The only question that remains is, are you ready? I mean, I guess. Don't really have a choice here. I could say no, I'm not ready, but like, I mean, I guess I can be truthful and be like, I don't know what happens if I say no, I'm not ready. Yeah, to be perfectly honest, no, I'm not ready at all. You want me to prosecute the king and prime minister if and when you drag them from the palace, right? Well, I've had no time to prepare. I have no evidence on hand. This whole trial is going to be one big fiasco. You're too fixated on the formalities, Falcon. This revolution will succeed, and those in power will see justice. That's all that matters. But, Madame... Come on, let's see how the protest is going. At least we were honest, right? Falcon and Beaumont arrive at the Place de la Concorde. The air is thick with the chants, shouts, and cheers of hundreds of protesters. A line of mounted soldiers stands shoulder to shoulder outside the entrance to Tuileries. This is amazing. I had no idea the Second Republic had this many supporters. But of course, you didn't think that we were just a few animals huddling in a cave, did you? The desire for revolution runs deep in this city. Everything's in place at the Palais Royal, Madame. Just say the word, and we'll set up the biggest barricade you've ever seen. Then we can all storm the building and drag that cocky king out of his chair. There's been a change of plan. We're still going to protest, but we're going to do it peacefully. No firing from behind barricades, no violence, no capturing the king or prime minister. Madame, are you feeling alright? Quite alright, thank you. But what of your desire for a better France? You cannot achieve that without bloodshed. We can certainly try. Falcon convinced me. Falcon. Pacifism seems like the Christian approach, wouldn't you say, Friar? I see. So that's how it is. Excuse me, madam. I think the Friar disapproves of the new strategy. He probably thinks I've gone soft, and maybe I have. But I'm not deviating from this path, even if each and every rebel leaves my side. Don't worry, madam. You're not alone. We're not here for the violence, madame. As long as you strive for a better France, we'll always stand with you. Words. Ugh, this stupid bullet wound. The damn thing's opened up again. What's the news, brother? Is everything in place? We have a problem. The mademoiselle refuses to use violence. She's turned timid. Turned timid? How? It appears that the lawyer Falcon is something of a lion tamer. J.J. Falcon? That bird is proving to be more trouble than the rooster, I swear. Brother, listen. If there is no violence, then there will be no power gap. One leader will just peacefully replace another. We need chaos for our plan to work. Guess we'll have to follow through with our contingency strategy. I'll find the victim, you find the suspect. Don't push yourself, brother. You're still injured. What is this contingency plan? I don't like that. Look at those scum, foul vermin, the lot of them. Mark my words, person. Every one of those petulant dissenters will take the first opportunity to turn aggressive. They lust for violence. They don't look too violent to me. Trust me, this is just how the crowd looked before the July Revolution. It only takes one crazed individual, and the entire crowd will explode into a frenzy. Hey, it's you. Friar. It's good to see you again. No time for pleasantries, Inspector. You're needed urgently on the Place de la Concorde. Me? Why not ask one of the officers on active guard duty? There's no time to explain. Any minute now. Ah, we hear the gunshot. It's already begun. Come on, Inspector. We must make haste. Inspector, I really don't think you should be trusting this friar. He's a two-faced wolf. Friar Remus has provided me with reliable information in the past. I trust his judgment. Has he, though? I doubt that. Activated subtitles? There were also always subtitles, though. Or do you mean the captions on the stream itself? But that's also always been there. Maybe it just activated by itself, I'm not sure. But I've had it for at least over a year. Nearly 2 years now, I think, the actual captions. But, Inspector, this isn't up for discussion, Sparrowson. I have a duty to uphold. Stay put. I'll be back in no time at all. He's not gonna be back. but, what should I do now? Oh, Sparrowson. A gunshot. It was nearby, too. So the friar was right. Violence really is an inevitability. No. Damn it. But yeah, I don't know why the subtitles showed up for you now. Maybe it's a Twitch thing. We haven't really reached that stage yet, madame. I can't afford to take chances. Not now. Piero, march the crowd to the Palais Royal and construct a barricade. Yes, ma'am. Fontaine, Falcon, we're going to find the source of this disturbance. Madame le Chat, yes. It came from here, Inspector. Hurry, hurry. I'm moving as fast as these old legs will. On your body. This woman must have been the target of the gunshot we just heard, but I don't see a shooter. I don't think oh no, I think the gunshot came from over here. Inspector? Falcon? Well, I should have known that the Floridian killer would have had a part in this. Inspector, I'm not... What do we have here? A filthy cop and a dead girl? Madame, thank goodness you're here. I saw the whole thing. This poor innocent mademoiselle was approaching the police line with her hands in the air, when all of a sudden this brute of a police officer, police inspector, yelled, "Get back, you filthy rebel!" He drew his gun and shot the bird point blank through her heart. What is this nonsense? What are you prattling on about, Friar? Oh my god. How are we gonna deal with this? Remus is an asshole. Why is it always the wolves? The damn wolves. Thank you for your input, Remus. It hardly surprises me that a member of the police would be the one to cast the first stone. I think we're all being a little rash. Let's just take a breath, examine the situation, and... Wait a moment. You wear an eye patch. You only have one eye, Inspector. How observant. Tell me, were you the policeman who killed the rat at La Halles, too? The Halles? What are you talking about? 2 incidents of a one-eyed policeman gunning down an innocent victim? There's no way that's a coincidence. What we have here is a filthy, corrupt individual who takes pleasure in oppressing the... The common citizen. Am I right, Inspector? I really shouldn't be surprised that a stupid rebel makes stupid assumptions and comes to stupid conclusions. But open your damned eyes, mademoiselle. I'm not the assailant here. Don't call me mademoiselle, or stupid for that matter. Your guilt is plain to see. Given the circumstances, I ought to judge and execute you right here and now. Falcon, don't just stand there gawking. Vouch for me. I know this man. Madame, I know this man. His name is Inspector Valerti. He is ruthlessly law-abiding, so much so that I can't envision him shooting a man without just cause. Oh, shut up, Falcon. I'm done with your idealism. I listened to you, I took your words to heart about avoiding violence, and now a girl is dead. Well, I'm done taking chances. Remus, help me escort this invalid to Pierrot's barricade. I'll decide his fate there. With pleasure, madame. Come along, Inspector. Fontaine, Falcon, deal with the corpse. Meet us at the barricade when you're done. There's no way that this was the work of the police. You know what, Falcon? I think you might be right. An isolated gunshot? This far away from the police line? It doesn't make any sense at all. But that's rebellions for you. They're messy affairs. Sometimes innocents get caught in the crossfire and there's no reason for it. Well, there's no use dawdling. Help me get the corpse off the streets. Not yet. I'm going to examine the body first. Examine the body? We agree that this wasn't the work of Inspector Valerti, right? Then there might be some clues on the corpse that point towards what happened. An impromptu coroner's examination, eh? Fine, you have 2 minutes. After that, we're heading to the barricade, whether you're done here or not. Okay. What's this mark? It almost looks like a handprint, made in blood. Probably the mademoiselle's. Oh no, I don't think so. It's the handprint of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder. Yeah, how would they do that? Even if it was the other hand, they wouldn't be able to, like, like your own hands can't place that way on the shoulder. You can't touch yourself that way on the shoulder. Unless you're like really, really flexible, maybe. There's no way a person could comfortably reach that spot in their own back. I suppose so, but if the handprint doesn't belong to the girl, then who does it belong to? The murderer. It has to be. The question on my mind is why is the handprint made in blood? Did the murderer sully their hand on the girl's gunshot wound, or were they injured prior to the shooting? There's so much to uncover here, and I have no time for a thorough investigation. Everyone's been so fixated on who did this that nobody stopped to ask who this girl was. Thank you for the posture check. I don't know, monsieur. Given her clothes, she's probably just another working girl. Just another? I didn't mean to sound glib, but it's true. This is one mademoiselle among the thousands who live in Paris. Who was she? Where did she work? Will her family miss her? I don't know. But in the long run, I don't think anyone will care. I care. I can't afford not to. I don't know who this mademoiselle was, but I'm going to see to it that justice is brought about for her death. Justice. It's a long shot, but maybe this girl is faking her injury. Just for the sake of thoroughness, I really ought to check for her pulse. Right. No, nothing. Yeah, okay. Don't think there's anything else. Just the main wound. This is the bullet wound, right? What can you tell me about it, Fontaine? Well, it looks like the bullet took a fairly straight angle of entry through the mademoiselle's back. The shooter was probably standing right behind the victim. What's the bullet size, you know, its caliber? Let me guess. You're hoping that the caliber of the bullet is different to the caliber of the inspector's gun. That would conveniently get that one-eyed police officer off the hook, wouldn't it? But I'm afraid I can't help you. I couldn't possibly know a bullet's caliber without having a good look at the bullet itself. And as you can plainly see, the bullet is 3 centimeters deep in the flesh. So you need to see the bullet itself. Let's retrieve the bullet. Retrieve? You mean dig it out? I assume you have a little more experience in this area than I do. Well, you're not wrong there. Fine, this will only take a moment. Okay. One used bullet. It looks like a standard lead rifle or pistol ball, but I'm afraid I cannot tell you its caliber. Why is that? The bullet fragmented upon impact, monsieur. I gathered all the pieces, but I cannot assess its diameter with any accuracy. Still, I would guess that it was 13 to 17 millimeters. Sorry that I can't be more specific. That's an enormous help. Thank you, monsieur. I think that's done, yeah. I'm done here. Very good. Let's move this body off the street, then we must hurry to the Palais Royal. Rest in peace, mademoiselle. I'll see to it that justice is done. Everything's going just as planned. The madame's probably fuming right now. She'll attack the Palais Royal, the Prime Minister will flee, and then... Excuse me, monsieur. What do you want? I'm busy. Don't you recognize me, monsieur? I know that my disguises are a little more complex than yours, but I assumed you would recognize Prince Juan when you saw him. You're Prince Juan? Indeed, and you're Judge Romulus, the corrupt wolf. I know what you did. You tried to assassinate the king. You shot the croque-monsieur, and just moments ago I saw you murder a maiden at the Place de la Concorde. I know, right, Zelda? I don't know. Poor wolves. Being put in a bad daylight. You truly are a vile individual, aren't you? Yeah. As if you have any proof for any of that stuff. I'm out of here. I also know that you're one half of the Viridian Killer. On any other day I would got you where you stand, Fox. But as it happens, I'm a little busy today. Oh, the Viridian Killer too busy to kill me? Is that the truth, or is that bullet wound of yours starting to affect your prowess? You must have lost an awful lot of blood. What do I do? What do I do? Oh, hello, Monsieur Phelps. Ah, Monsieur Sparrowson, perfect timing. Who now? Oh, you're that fledgling. I guess this is what they call being stuck between a rock and a hard place, huh? Monsieur Sparrowson, be a dear and help me restrain the Viridian Killer. This guy? He's the Viridian Killer. He looks more like Judge Romulus to me. Well, you would be right about that, too. Wow, so he's 2 scumbags in one. Alright, then. Aw, Sparrowson, I love you. Oh, mind the wound. Quit your whining, Your Honor. Very nice takedown, Monsieur Sparrowson. You may want to check his pockets for weapons. He is something of a notorious killer, after all. Of course. Let's see what we've got here. Aha! Here we are. A pistol. Probably the one used to kill the maiden, I suspect. What else can you find, Monsieur Sparrowson? This, an eye patch? Weird. What would this wolf want with an eye patch? Oh no, this is bad. Very bad indeed. I don't get it. What's wrong with an eye patch? There's no time to explain. Mousy. What is it, Monsieur Phelps? What is it? Take this eye patch to J.J. Falcon. If my fears are correct, he'll be somewhere around the Palais Royal right now. Tell him that this belongs to Remus's brother. Hurry now. Right away, Monsieur Phelps, right away. I must go too. I need to find the other half of the Viridian killer before something terrible happens. Wait, Monsieur Phelps, what am I supposed to do with this guy? You have his gun, don't you? March that wolf to the nearest police station and collect your reward for capturing Judge Romulus. What a strange day. What a mess. Outside the Palais Royal, the rebels have constructed a makeshift barricade out of furniture, branches, rocks, and anything else they can find. From behind the wall, the rebels taunt the police and royal guards with chants. I'm growing impatient, pig. Confess your crimes. I have nothing to confess, you filthy rebel. You and all your rebel friends, however, should confess to 1,000 counts of treason and public disorder. I will see each and every one of you hanged for your flagrant disregard of the law. Your stubborn attitude is disgusting. A few days ago you were seen at La Halle's. Witnesses saw you murder a beggar in cold blood. Today a friar has testified to seeing you murder a girl, again completely unprovoked. I don't know why you continue to plead your innocence. But it doesn't matter. I don't need a confession to know that you're a killer. Madame Beaumont, stop. The inspector didn't shoot that mademoiselle. Keep your beak closed, Falcon. I'm done listening to your suggestions. The policeman is as guilty as every other monster in our decrepit justice system. It's my duty to execute them. Madame, Falcon has uncovered some pretty convincing evidence. I would recommend that you hear him out. Please, just give me 5 minutes. 5 minutes and I can convince you of this inspector's innocence. 5 minutes is precious in a time like this. I can't afford it. What if you're wrong? Are you willing to see another dead innocent? Thank you, madame. Having my life saved by the Viridian killer. How humiliating. He is not the Viridian killer, Valerty, you're an idiot. Quiet, pig. Your life is mine until I say otherwise. Okay, so first of all, let's recap on what Friar Remus had to say. Wait, where is that friar? He's a key witness to this crime. He scarpered as soon as he dropped the inspector off. Said he had some business to attend to. Business? Oh no. Aw, little duck. Man oh man, these barricades are looking pretty scary. But I mustn't fear, for I am a brave duck. I am the great Officer Beck, handsome, intelligent, strong, truly a fearless hero who will be remembered for... Hello, officer. Ah, you scared me, monsieur. Monk? Friar, actually. Friar Remus. Listen, officer, I have something of great importance to tell you. I was just passing by the rebel camp and I overheard a conversation. Oh, this sounds good. Do go on. They said they were going to launch an assault very soon, and when they do, they're going to rain hellfire on the palace. Oh no, it's just as I feared. What'll we do? What'll we do? It's simple, officer. As soon as you hear the first gunshot, you need to retaliate. Hit them with everything you've got. Every cannon, every rifle, every piece of artillery. Don't leave a single piece of the barricade remaining. That is the only way you can be sure to survive. Ah, total annihilation. I like it. But, Friar, I'm confused. Aren't you a Christian? Yes, so what? I don't know. It's just that your idea doesn't seem very Christian-y. Ah, I see. You think this is a moral issue. Let me tell you a secret, my dearest duck friend. There is no God. No overarching morality or higher plan, no heaven to save the righteous or hell to punish the sinners. There is only you, your artillery, and 10,000 rebels who want to dine on Peking duck tonight. Understand? That's an awful lot to take in. Then let me simplify. It's you or them. It's me or them. God. I don't like how this is playing out. I hope we can stop it from happening. Forget about the Friar Falcon. We all remember what he had to say. Present your case based on what you can recall. Okay, I will. But you may want to wipe that mouse off your shoulder first. Sorry, wipe what? Oh, it's you, Micey. Monsieur Falcon! Special delivery from Renard Phelps. Thank you, Micey. What is this? An eye patch. It was found in Remus's brother's clothing. Remus's brothers? This is an eye patch belonging to Judge Romulus. That's interesting. Where is Romulus? There's no time, Monsieur. Just take it. I have to run, Monsieur, but you have to do your best. Monsieur Phelps and Sparrowson believe in you. Sparrowson? You've seen Sparrowson. How is he? There's no time, Monsieur. Good luck. Well, are you quite done, Falcon? Very much so. Let's begin this trial. Okay, so let's remember what the friar said. So it went through the back. Friar Remus claimed that the girl was shot point blank in the chest, but she was shot in the back. I know, I remember seeing the bullet wound for myself, but that's quite a glaring inaccuracy in the wolf's testimony. It is an inaccuracy, but it is an irrelevant inaccuracy. Does it really matter if the girl was shot in the front or the back? Either way, a girl died in that pig's hands. It does matter. If the girl were shot from the front, then this might indicate the police confrontation turned ugly. But if she were shot in the back, then what? This could indicate that someone targeted and assassinated her before she could even react. That doesn't paint the inspector in a particularly flattering light, Falcon. Madame, you're missing the point. A shot to the back breaks the current established narrative. The girl was targeted and murdered in a stealthy professional attack. Therefore, this was not an ordinary police confrontation. You've made an assumption, Falcon. You've assumed that just because the girl was shot in the back, she must have been stealthily killed. There are other possibilities. Perhaps the girl was scared by the police, started running away, and was shot in the back as she fled. That scenario isn't possible. If the girl were running away, then she would have been at least a couple of steps away from the killer at the time of the shooting, right? Right. But I know that the killer was standing right behind the victim. They were less than 1 meter apart when the gun was fired. They were standing that close. How could you possibly know that, Falcon? We saw a bloodied handprint on the girl's shoulders. What do you make of that, madame? Well, I assume any bloody stain would belong to the victim. A mark made with the girl's dying breath, perhaps. No, it was the print of a left hand on the girl's left shoulder, near her upper back. The angle and positioning of the print indicate that it could only have been caused by another person. That's why I'm so certain that the killer was right behind the girl at the time of the attack. I see. That's quite a theory. But Falcon, you've left an important question unanswered. Why was the handprint bloody? The print was made with the victim's blood, yes? So it can't possibly have been made prior to the shooting. It's very dramatic, Casey. Also, hi. I hope you're doing well. The killer must have wiped his hand on the girl's clothing after she had already died. And if that's the case, then my suggested scenario is still possible. The girl may have been running from the police when she was shot. No, I'm still trying to work out the details. But I know that the print was made prior to the shooting. Maybe the shooter was injured and his hand was already covered in blood. You talked big about breaking the established narrative and now you present me with that baseless drivel? Well, where do we go from here? How does this handprint nonsense really affect the situation? Do you find something funny about the situation, Inspector? I do. This whole trial is patently absurd. It's an animal court through and through. But there was something particularly funny about that last exchange. You're both so focused on when and how this handprint was made that you missed the larger issue. I don't have a left hand, you idiots. I couldn't have possibly left that mark. I mean, he is right. Oh, right, of course. Well, madame, what do you say to that? Maybe. The handprint came from an accomplice. Or maybe it had nothing to do with the incident, or it feels good to see someone else speculating wildly for a change. Okay, fine. I don't have a solid explanation. I must concede that it's possible, maybe even likely, that the person who left the mark was the murderer. Therefore, as much as it pains me to say it, I must concede that the inspector probably did not shoot the girl. So that's it. The inspector's off the hook. Now, there's still the matter of the incident at La Halle. What incident is this? I know nothing about it. Huh, as if you don't know. A beggar rat was shot and killed in La Halles a few days ago. The attacker was described as a scowling police officer who wore an eye patch. Sound familiar to you? Go on, Falcon. Explain the pig out of this one. Until 5 minutes ago, I was at a loss. But I was recently presented with a piece of evidence that makes the answer all too clear. This was a false flag operation. False flag? Explain yourself, Falcon. Madame, what do you know about Remus's twin brother, the man known as Romulus? Not much. Only that he was forced to flee the country by our oppressive government around a month ago. That's a half-truth, madame. You see, it is correct that Romulus is being hunted by the police, but I've had the suspicion that the wolf was lurking in Paris itself, although I never managed to find definitive proof of this. Anyway, it turns out that my suspicion was well founded. He was recently apprehended, I think. You think? I don't know the details, but it doesn't matter. What's important is that a reliable friend found this on Romulus's person just moments ago. An eye patch. Romulus had perfect vision. Why would he need something like this? There is only one plausible explanation. It's part of a disguise, something to conceal his identity and make him appear as someone else. A disguise? You're saying that Romulus shot the beggar rat just to frame this... frame this police inspector? I know the composer, she's going mad. Exactly, madame. It's no coincidence that Frere Remus happened to find that very same inspector just as another murder occurred today. And then it just... immediately calms down. So, Remus was in on it too. Two wolves working together to make this policeman look like a murderer. But why? Why would they do that? To rile you up, madame, to make you lust for violence. And if your actions today are anything to go by, I would say that they succeeded. Damn, I've been so stupid. How did I let myself get so misled by a couple of wolves? This trial is over. Go, Inspector, you're free. It's about time. Letting him walk, ma'am? Of course, it would be criminal to confine an innocent man any longer than necessary, even if the man is a bitter, stubborn pig. Falcon. Yes? I don't understand you. You're stupid, you're reckless, but you fought back, beak and talon for my freedom. I'm starting to suspect that you really aren't a Viridian killer after all. You think, Valerty? You think? It certainly took you a long time to pass that fact through your thick skull. Inspector, if you're still hunting that villain, maybe you should speak with Renaud Vulpes when this is all over, I mean. I hear he's been doing some research into the Viridian killer. Maybe he knows something. Maybe I will. Madame, it appears that your gang of rebel fills don't intend on assaulting the palace anytime soon. I'll relay that information to the artilleryman. Maybe we can keep a peaceful standoff going until this blows over. Thank you. I appreciate that. All of you, stay out of trouble. So, what happens now, ma'am? We're going to continue our protest peacefully. We're going to stand here, chanting and shouting until the Prime Minister and the King both step down out of sheer humiliation. It might take days, weeks, but if we manage to change this country without one more person being harmed, then... Well, well, look who returned. Madame, I just saw the police inspector strolling out of here unharmed. Why did you let him go? That's simple, Remus. We all had a discussion. And we came to the conclusion that I had been misled by a couple of wolves. Oh no, don't fire the gun. Oh, how many lies have you fed me, Friar? Just how much damage have you done to further your own goals? Now, if they shoot Casey, the artilleryman will fire immediately and the entire rebellion will be crushed. Because the artillerymen were basically told, like, as soon as you hear the first gunshot, just go ham. If they fire, that's kind of GG. Did you help your brother kill the beggar rat in the halls? Did you watch the girl die by the Place de la Concorde? Now that I think about it, even the croque-monsieur's death was surrounded by details that made little sense. I don't know what to think anymore. You know that this guy's a scumbag at least, ma'am. I say shoot him. Pure is right. We won't judge you for killing this man, madame. It's the least I deserve for my sins. Go ahead, madame. See, he wants it. He wants it, because he knows what will happen. Yeah, stab him instead. Just so that there's no gunshot. Stabbers. What are you waiting for? Pull the trigger. Do it. Falcon, you've proven yourself as having clear judgment. What do you say? Let him live. Madame, you know what the right thing to do is. Show us what kind of leader you wish to be. You're right. I said that this will be a bloodless revolution, and I can't make any exceptions. Not even for a monster like this wolf. Wow, this is amazing. Completely unprecedented. You've buckled all of my expectations, avoided every temptation, and opted for an option that shouldn't even exist. Well done, madame. Well done, Falcon. You have demonstrated the power of pacifism in its purest form. But unfortunately for both of you... Oh no. No. I'm no pacifist. Everyone, get down. No. Suicide. Shooting himself in the head? What a loony. Hardly a surprise that the wolf would be too cowardly to face a real punishment. This isn't right. It's not the solution I wanted either, Falcon, but I can't say I'll mourn the friar's death. No, that's not what I meant. I meant that it doesn't make sense for him to kill himself so abruptly. And that comment of his. It was almost like... I think we need to get out of here. All of us. Right now. Falcon, what are you talking about? That was a gunshot. Really close too. I can't afford to hesitate. It's me or them. Officer, hold your fire. No way. I can't afford to take chances. It's me or them. No. Mr. Duck, please. Fire every cannon. No. Oh. Well, we tried. This game is so serious. I know, right? Can anyone hear me? Piero? Fontaine? Hello? Anyone? I'm here, madame. Falcon? Of all the people, I think I made a mistake, Falcon. Where did I go wrong? Was it when I lost my temper over seeing that dead girl? Or was it earlier when I sought that prosecutor? Or was it earlier still when I first listened to that monstrous friar in the first place? I've made a lot of mistakes. We've all made mistakes, madame. Most people's mistakes don't spark bloody revolutions. Can you move, madame? I don't think so. Give me a minute. I think I can clear some of this rubble. Well then. So what now? It's like epilogue? Dear Monsieur Phillips, I'm writing to you from the Demiao Railway Express. Modern technology truly is amazing. I've decided to take your advice and have gone on vacation until things settle down. The king fleeing to Britain, the Second Republic taking over, it's all crazy stuff. Anyway, before I left, you asked if I knew what happened to Falcon. Well, I got my hands on a copy of the official police report, and it says that Falcon died during the attack on the barricade. But it also says that the police didn't find a body. Same as Leonie Beaumont. Weird, huh? Rumor is that he was probably blown away by cannon fire, but that doesn't sound right to me. The Falcon I knew was tough and intuitive. I think he found a way to escape and survive. So in my opinion, he's still out there. It's possible, isn't it? Anyway, I should wrap this letter up, because I'm about to reach my stop, Vienna. I'll let you know how Mademoiselle Signa's parents are doing. Maybe you should come pay a visit sometimes. Send my regards to Mousy. Yours sincerely, Sparrison. P.S. I see a person selling Minerum strudel? Something? I don't even know what that word was. What is it? PPS delicious, that's what. Nice. Nice. So that's the game. But I do wonder, so there's 3 endings, or there's 3 like final chapters, if that makes sense. So there's the one we went through where the prosecutor got shot, and then we joined the rebels. So that was this one. There's also one where you don't step in. So the prosecutor still gets shot, but you don't join the rebels. And the third one is if you succeed in actually preventing the rebels from shooting the prosecutor. Which also means that I think Remus or Romulus gets Romulus, I think, in that ending gets arrested before any problematic stuff happens. So then this entire thing would have gone very differently. You've reached the end of Route C Fraternité. The ending you received was determined by decisions you made in Chapter 3. Try tackling the trial in the catacombs differently in order to see a different ending. Thank you for playing. Yay! Nice. So there's different endings to the game. It's a very relatively short like visual novel thing. You suppose Route A is Liberté, then Route B Égalité. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure that's what they're called. Let me actually check. Maybe the achievements are... Oh no, they don't have achievements from what I can tell. But yeah, that would make a lot of sense. It's a fun little game. The writing is pretty good, but it's weird how the game goes from like cute and funny to very real. You know, of like, yes, this is what a revolution is like. Right, okay. I wasn't expecting that.